Okay, well, hello everybody. It appears now that I have subscribers, which is crazy. I'm at about 250 subscribers, and when I first started, I definitely had 4 people that I forced to watch my videos every week. So this is amazing that people have subscribed and we're starting to form a bit of a community. So I thought for this video that I would do a little bit of a get to know me to help our community grow a little bit closer together. I have no idea if you actually want to get to know me or what you might want to know about me. So I just picked 3 random things about myself to talk about, and maybe in the future I'll do a Q&A where you actually ask questions, but for now in this video I will just attempt to read your mind and give you what I know you're probably dying to know about me. Well, hello, my name's Courtney. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we discuss educational research one study at a time so that you can incorporate it into your practice. There's a good chance you won't care about any of this stuff, but if you're like me, you're just a little bit nosy about the people that you watch on YouTube and you just want to know a little bit more about what they're all about. All right, the first thing that I will tell you about myself is that when I'm not teaching or snuggling my sweet, sweet babies that I am obsessed with, or making YouTube videos for you, I am usually in my kitchen. I love, love, love to bake, I like to cook, and I just like to be in that space and working away. I actually started baking because when I graduated my undergrad, people were asking, what's your hobbies? When you're expanding your friend groups, you're meeting new people, and so I just wanted to have a hobby ready to go that wasn't just research in school, which is what I really like to do. So I wanted to come up with some kind of a hobby that I could do that I still felt like at the end of the day I would have something to show for it, because I was really busy and I didn't want to have something that would take me away from everything else and not contribute to my day-to-day life. So I picked up baking as a hobby and I stuck with it ever since, and I really do enjoy it. It's a good break from reading, it's easy to do with kids around, it's helpful for me because then at the end of the day I have food to eat, and you definitely, I feel like, make a lot of good friends when you have a good brownie recipe. So I love to bake. I can bake anything. Once this pandemic hit, my baking game went up. Like, now I make all my own bread and English muffins and all that good stuff. So baking definitely has my heart. I was actually going to start a YouTube channel about like working mom teachers and how to get through the day, how to logistically feed your family if you like to cook from scratch, but you're never home to be able to do that. But I would have not had enough content. I would have had like, here are my 10 go-to recipes and some quick tips. So I then thought, okay, maybe I can do cooking, and while I'm cooking I can talk about research, and then I thought, okay, I'm gonna burn stuff and give misinformation because both of those require a bit more thought. And so then I decided just to stick with research. So maybe in a next phase of life I'll open up a cooking channel or something, but not anytime soon. And now that I am such a fantastic baker, when my family and I go out, if we're at a cafe or anything like that, not that we go anywhere these days, but when we used to go to cafes or restaurants and order stuff, if my husband or anybody near me would order a baked good that I already could easily make at home, they were welcome, and still are welcome, to purchase it. However, I do very respectfully request that they tell me that mine is obviously better. And as long as my ego is fueled by my baking, I'm happy. See, I'm just a regular, easygoing person like all of you. All right, the second bit of information, I met my husband at a WrestleMania party. So I know I'm a feminist and I am all about, equity and social structures and how that can all work together. But I started watching wrestling in later childhood when I was about 10 years old, and I didn't want to like it at first. I remember telling my brother, it's so violent, we can't possibly put this on in our house. And then he had it on one day and I got sucked in, man. And it was really entertaining to watch. I don't watch it now because it's very hard to come by. It's very expensive to order, and I don't know which channels have it, and I don't have time to sit down and devote 2 hours a week or 4 hours, whatever it is now, to keeping on track of all of it. So I don't watch it now. At the time that I met my husband, I had moved out on my own, and a good friend of mine said, you know, do you miss TV? Because one of the things about moving out was that I could afford the rent and I could afford, you know, groceries and all of that, but to pay for cable TV was just going to be way too much money. So I gave that up, and that's actually how I started watching YouTube. And I told her, you know, I don't miss any of the regular TV stuff. The only thing I kind of miss is wrestling. Like, I can't really check in and see how things are going. She said, oh, well, you know, her dad was having a WrestleMania get-together. I think at the time that wasn't just a get-together, it was just gonna be her dad was watching WrestleMania and I was welcome to come over. So I thought, okay, perfect. Like, then I can catch up on the last 5 years of missing it. And so I showed up with a pie in my hands. I didn't bake it at that point. I only learned how to bake pies this past year. Showed up, and the person I sat down beside ended up being my husband. So he asked me out a few weeks later, and the rest, we lived happily ever after. And for those of you who are dying to know, it was the WrestleMania where The Rock retired, The Undertaker got stunned, and I actually think he lost, which he's not supposed to ever lose. That's the ongoing joke. And P. Diddy was the halftime entertainment, and he nailed it. The last little random bit of information about me is that I worked at McDonald's for 3 years and absolutely loved it. So when I was in high school, grade 10, 11, and 12, I worked at McDonald's, and I was just a regular person who worked in the back in the kitchen for the first year. Then I was a crew trainer for a year, and then I was a swing manager for a year. So I climbed that golden arch ladder, and it was super fun because I worked at a McDonald's that wasn't in my own neighborhood. So I worked with people who went to different high schools than the one that I went to, which was very good for me, just to meet new people and see different perspectives and get to know more people that way. As you can imagine, I took the job very seriously, way too seriously for the actual job itself. But I worked super, super hard, and I was terrible when I first started. I had never actually eaten a full meal at McDonald's. I'd had like the French fries and the ice cream, but I had never had a burger. And so when I had to make the burgers, I didn't understand burger culture. Plus they called the burgers sandwiches, and to me, you don't put hot beef on a sandwich. So if people would ask for a plain hamburger, I would just wrap up a bun, like toast a bun and give it to them, because I didn't know that they wanted meat on it. And for a plain cheeseburger, I didn't put cheese on it. I just, again, an empty bun. So it took me a while to figure out like what people actually meant and what they wanted. And then, I mean, now I feel like I could go and hop in on any McDonald's back table and just make a Big Mac with my eyes closed. I know they have new menu items and stuff, but the classics I'm pretty confident I can do. My favorite role at McDonald's was none other than crew trainer, of course, teacher at heart. Swing manager was okay and it came with a raise, but the crew trainer was definitely the best part because you're kind of in the middle. No one was mad at you if things didn't go well, and you got to teach people all the time. Oh, and fun story, wrestling and McDonald's collide. So one time at McDonald's, I made a salad for Stacy Keibler. She was a wrestler, and I think she was on Dancing with the Stars or something like that, but there was a house show in town, and so she came in before the show to order some food, and I kept staring at her like, I think I know her from someplace, but I couldn't figure out exactly where I knew her from. And then the one guy who got to work the till that day, we had just started taking credit cards, and so he had her credit card, and he saw the name, and he was like, oh, that was Stacy Keibler, and I was like, darn it, I wanted to say hello to her. Okay, well, those are 3 random pieces of information about me. Hopefully now when we are discussing educational research together, it'll feel more like we're just friends hanging out, grabbing coffee, chatting about the latest and greatest educational research or meta studies, whatever it is that we're talking about that week. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to get to know some of you. So if you would like to leave some fun facts about you in the comments, then we can all get to know you a little better, or come follow me on Instagram and you can send me a message in my DMs or however people communicate on Instagram. I'm still really trying to figure that one out. It's gonna be a slow process, but you can humor me over there and I will try my best to figure out how to contact you and get back to you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video where we will be discussing something awesome about educational research. Have a great day. Bye.